Hi Internet, in this video I will be going over the decorations that I have made over the last maybe month and a half. I had so much fun. I want to talk about each ornament or each decoration and kind of talk about things that I've learned, things that I've noticed, things that I would have done differently. Okay, starting with these big ones. So I absolutely love the color that I chose for the tissue paper. Things that I would have done differently with this one is maybe the alignment of this pearl chain that I hot glued around this ribbon. I would have also maybe added large crystals to the top of this ribbon, kind of like how I did here with this tree. Let's see. I would have also maybe held down the gemstones while they dried in the hot glue. I also wouldn't have used so much hot glue. So that's another thing I would have done differently. I would have also liked a little bit more symmetry. I'm not totally happy with the way the gem pattern is. As you can see, there's 3 different gems on each side. So a little bit more congruent placement of gems is something I would have liked. Again, I used a lot of hot glue. And as you can see, there are a lot of gems on the bottom. Another thing I would have done is maybe have bought the foam balls at the store. These are all foam, or these larger ones. Only because, as you can see, there is an indentation there in the ball, which is why I chose this side as the bottom side. So yeah, not the best idea buying them online, and that goes with like any online store. Like, I would just rather buy delicate materials in person, and they do have this at my local dollar store, so I could have just done that instead. And they were like the same price. I'm trying to think. Oh, so there are some red specks here, which I kind of like, but to make it a little bit more presentable, I would have Mod Podged the non-red ornaments on a different mat. I used the same mat to Mod Podge all of these. So I would have done it on a different mat. I do like that red. I think it's kind of fun, but you can tell it's kind of unintentional. Like, it's kind of sparse throughout the ornament. That's another reason I chose this to be the bottom side. Let's see. I would have also used gold flakes instead of these silver ones. Just because most of this is pretty warm tone in my opinion, but it doesn't look terrible with the diamonds here, because the diamonds are cool tone. So yeah, that's something I would have done differently. I really hope this pearl string, this double string here, doesn't fall apart. I am concerned about that. These are pretty light, but with all of the gems and the ribbons, there is some weight added, so this might have to be replaced maybe after the holidays or something. I hope it doesn't. I hope it lasts a long time, but you know, that's another reason I use so much glue. But I would have just been more careful with the placement. There's a lot of glue on the outside there. So that was the first large ornament. Second one, love how this one came out. Now this is kind of supposed to match the smaller one. As you can see, the sides of the ribbon are kind of lifting off of that one. So I made that one before this one. So I decided that when I was placing this ribbon, I would put just enough glue on the outside here, so this threading here, this gold threading, really stays laid down on the foam ball. All right, things I would have done differently. I would have added this gold ribbon, which is kind of like the string to hold up the foam ball or the ornament, I would have added this first, or maybe put in some holes, hot glue the ribbon to the ball itself, and then added this, because it doesn't look that great. I would have also used a different red tissue paper, like a burgundy or something. I did order the burgundy online. So I guess like one of the biggest messages is maybe buying or ordering, well, yeah, buying things in person. When it comes to crafting supplies, you want to get the right color. I didn't know it was going to be this bright. It is still a really pretty like lipstick red color, but I would have preferred a burgundy like this or a darker red like that. But it's still a really pretty red. It does have like a rustic vibe, but it doesn't go well with the vision that I had. So that's another thing I would have done differently. I would have just bought the tissue paper in person versus buying it online. I have burgundy tissue paper coming in, but it's kind of too late now. I don't know when it's gonna come in, and my collection is pretty much done. This theme that I have here, I'm not adding any more to this specific collection. I'm going to be starting a new collection. But yeah, that's just, yeah, so that's just a call out. Get the ribbon or get crafting tools if you have a specific image at the store versus online, unless you really cannot find it in stores. I'm trying to think what else. I wouldn't have painted this gold. So these are actually 2 patches. It's part of a long ribbon. I just cut each side. I would have maybe tailored that down a little bit. See those strings there? They're kind of loose. So yeah, I would have fixed it up. Again, using too much glue. Let's see, any other call outs? I think these look really pretty, but one thing I've noticed with these larger ornaments is using small little details like this. It doesn't look great on a large object like this. That's just my opinion, especially when you're doing it to like make a statement. So I wish these were bigger, or I had bigger gems. I wish I added more flakes to this. I did add like a gold and silver powder to give it a shimmer and like make it kind of look like rusted metal a little bit, like patina, I guess. But yeah, that's this one. But yeah, I love how uniform the ribbons are on this one. I think that part is my favorite. But yeah, there's definitely things about this I would change if I were to do it again. Okay, next. So as you can see, I have 2 red and 2 gold. So too much hot glue here. A lot of pearl. I would have maybe used smaller pearl for this. Maybe something like that pearl string. I think this was really big and it kind of clashes with these little gems that I've added. There's a lot of red here. So that was actually intentional. So for this one, the red is kind of intentional. I really wanted that rustic, literally rust patina vibe. So that was intentional. I think it came out pretty good. I think it looks really, really good. There's a lot of creasing there with the gold tissue paper. So one thing I would have done differently with the application is put in or lay on small pieces of gold tissue paper or whatever tissue paper, instead of just wrapping it in the paper, like one full sheet of tissue paper all over it and then Mod Podge it on. I wish I would have been more careful and taken my time with that. And that's the theme with a lot of these. I think I get so excited about moving forward with an idea that I just kind of rush through, and I wish I didn't do that here. So I usually put too much hot glue. In this case, I didn't put enough, so as you can see, it's kind of falling apart. Really not a big deal. But yeah, I wish I put a little more hot glue there. But this is a really important part. I'm happy I chose thick ribbon for this, because I think that this will give it a longer lifetime, and it might not be needed to be replaced for a long time, if that sentence even made sense. Again, with the silver, wouldn't have used silver for this one because this thing is gold and red. So yeah, so silver flakes, wish I would have just stuck with gold. And it's funny because I ordered gold flakes online, but there's a delay in shipping. So yeah, I think I might take a break from shopping online, a very long break, because when I have a vision for a project and I don't have the tools, even though I've ordered them online, or I've ordered them already and there's a delay, it's kind of frustrating. But yeah, first world problems. I probably would, if I were to do another collection like this, I would buy my items 100% in person. Okay, moving on. I love the tassels. I do think they might be a little too cool tone for this ornament in particular. I think I may have put too many gold flakes, too much hot glue. But I do love the tassels. I've never seen an ornament with tassels like this. They're usually at the bottom, like a large tassel. The first time I made this, I actually didn't have these skinny ribbons here. So I added these skinny ribbons because it felt funny just having so much space here. So I wish I would have done that before adding these little red gems. I used gem tack for these little red gems. They're kind of random. I wish I didn't take the time to do them because you can't really see them anyway. I feel like the gold flakes take away from that, as well as these skinny ribbons. Something I would have done differently here is maybe choose a ribbon or double this up so that way these pointy sides are all facing the same direction, or I just wanted a little bit more symmetry. So this one's facing the left, this one's facing the right. But yeah, so that's my call out there. This little thing was kind of random, but I don't know why I put that there. Maybe to secure everything together, I put that little red and gold diamond gem thing. Okay, so that's all of the 4. I'm actually gonna put them to the side so I can focus on these smaller ones here and talk about what I would have done differently, or yeah, just some call outs, some end of project feedback. Okay, so starting with this guy, I wish I would have been more careful with the gold application. I used folk art paints. I think it's like a shimmery gold paint for the feathers. I think the little angel came out okay. I would have been more careful with the hot glue. So that's all hot glue application, painted over with both paint marker and actual paint, like that folk art paint. I used too much hot glue there. Yeah, I was trying to make like a drippy effect, but didn't come out that great. I wish I would have practiced on a different surface. I think the pearls look a little bit kind of out of style. Like it doesn't really make sense here. And as you can see, there's gaps. It just doesn't look the best in my opinion. But from a distance, you can't really see that many imperfections, except for this little guy here. I think when I was trying to clean off the hot glue, I scraped it and it went into the fabric, because these are velvet fabric. Okay, this was one of the first pieces of the project. Came out okay. Again, the ribbon is not totally secure on the rims here. Kind of looks sloppy. I used a little too much glue. I think the diamonds here don't really make sense with the gold and red theme, but again, from a distance it looks pretty. It looks pretty, so that's fine. Next one, I wish I would have used less hot glue. The arrangement of the gems don't really align 100%. This ribbon just looks kind of funny. I don't know if it's too long or too short, or too thick. I kind of just used lacy fabric, folded it up, added it to the front, and this is an assortment of gems that looks like one giant gem. One thing I'm definitely proud of. One thing I would change is the feathers. As you can see, I kind of gave them a trim. They're also facing backwards versus these. They're facing the front. So that's something I would have changed, is having them face forward. I feel like it would make more impact. Okay, I have 3 more to talk about. I absolutely love this, but I wish these pearls were smaller. I love the placement of these feathers. These are like ostrich inspired, I think. Really, really fun. Probably my favorite feathers. Don't really like the black. I feel like it's kind of out of place. It gives it a gothic feel, which is fun, but not the vision I was going for. I wish I would have done more on the rest of it, but I think it's okay to have like one that's a little bit more minimalistic. Oh, one down. Okay, I'm gonna keep this one to the side. Let's see. Okay, so 2 more. These are the green. So I wish, like I did for this one, I wish I would have like created a template first before making this weird design. It kind of looks like a little kid made it. So I used the same hot glue method, hot glue and then painted over. I thought it would make it a little bit more elevated by using gem tack to add these diamond crystals or gems. Too much hot glue, but again, from a distance, hard to tell. I love the ribbon that I used for this. I actually have a lot of this ribbon that I've used for other projects. So it's kind of cool that I found a ribbon that matches the design. And as you can see, there's an indentation there. I was debating on adding an angel because there's an indentation on this ornament too. That's why I added the angel there to make it look kind of intentional that there's an indentation. But by the time I put the hot glue on, I was like, wait a minute. If I were to put an angel here, it would be off center. So I wish I was a little bit more careful. I was multitasking, not an excuse, but I was a little distracted, to be honest. Okay, this one is, I think, much better than this one. This kind of looks like cookie icing made by a child, but I really did have a lot of fun. And despite the indentations and damaged parts of this, I really do like this. And I like the bit of shimmer all around. And in a way, I feel like the shimmer kind of distracts from the imperfections, but you really do have to look at it from a distance to think it was made by an adult. Okay, so here's my trio of trees. So as you can see, it's the same ribbon used in the large ornament and the smaller ornament. I added some large gems here. This is something I wish I would have done for the larger ornament. I added this gem ribbon or string, the string composed of these little gems. I think they look really pretty. My camera's out of focus. I added an assortment of large to medium to small gems. I did put a lot of hot glue, but it's kind of hard to tell from a distance because everything kind of blends together. I tried to wrap it around the best I can, so I'm proud of the trim or the trim work that I've done here. It's not perfect here. I don't think I would have added anything to the top. I am debating on adding some lights, maybe red or like a warm white Christmas light, and then adding it to the bottom, the battery pack to the bottom. So that's something that I have in mind. I really wish I had more of this string. I would have definitely used it for the ornaments, but I decided to give this medium-sized tree all of this ribbon. I would have definitely been more careful with how I placed this at the bottom. As you can see, I kind of wrapped it a little too tightly at the bottom, and not too proud of the trim work here. But again, from a distance, hard to tell. This one uses some of that gold ribbon that I talked about in the larger ornaments, and that same gem string. Really, really pretty from a distance. Happy with the placement of the ribbon and the trim work. I had just enough of that small one. So yeah, that's my overview of this red, gold, green, like traditional, but also kind of vintage, Baroque, a little bit Gothic collection of holiday decor. I feel pretty proud of my little creation. I don't know if I'm going to keep these because, to be honest, I'm not the best decorator ever. I'm more of a DIY person. Even if it's not the most professional thing ever, I have a lot of fun making things with my hands. I am thinking about giving these away, and hopefully they enjoy it, or maybe they can give it to somebody else if this is more their style. But yeah, I hope someone finds value in these. And if they get recycled, there's nothing I can do. But I just really don't have space to keep all of these things. And I find that that's one of the cons of being someone who constantly likes to make things. And there are alternatives, right, to giving them away. There's the option of keeping them and kind of disassembling all of these things and using the materials over and over again. I did consider that option, but at this point, they're all just kind of, I don't want to say destroyed, but they've been used. Like, you see how much hot glue I use. I've used maybe 3 bags of hot glue for all of this. I'm not even kidding. 3 packs of hot glue. All types of glue, actually. But yeah, I'm definitely planning to give these away. The more I think about it, the bigger the yes is. Well, to those who watched this video all the way, I hope you enjoyed my analysis, my end of project comments of the things that I've made. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Take care.